Mr. Chairman, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I would like to address my congratulations to the Chair of the Commission on Population and Development and to all new members of the Bureau for their election. I wish everyone full success in accomplishing the work of the Commission. Mr. Chairman, the Kingdom of Morocco attaches great importance to the demographic factor in the process of socio-economic development by focusing its projects on actions which will enable us to harness the demographic dividend. Thus, since the adoption of the Cairo Programme of Action in 1994, Morocco has achieved significant progress in the improvement of the population's quality of life, including that of women and girls, all coming together to achieve Agenda 2030 for sustainable development. With this in mind, Morocco is expanding its efforts to strengthen the solid link between development policies for the population and sustainable development in all of its dimensions, specifically economically, socially, and environmentally. This approach goes beyond a quantitative perspective of the population towards a broader perspective which focuses on human capital and on the importance of investing in the dignity and development of each individual and his or her relationship with his surrounding space. In this regard, the year 2018 was marked by the launching of the third phase of the National Initiative for Human Development, which was initiated by His Majesty the King Mohammed VI. After the success of the first two phases, the third phase of this program, the INDH, for the period 2019 to 2023, has as its goal to strengthen the achievements made during the preceding phases by recentering the programs of the initiative on the development of human capital, promoting the status of the younger generations, and supporting the categories in vulnerable situations. Mr. Chairman, in the context of the demographic transition process that Morocco is nearing the end of, the reduction of the risks of death at each age is accompanied by a lowering of fertility, which contributes to the aging of the population. For this reason, the portion of persons over 60 years of age in the total population should increase by 2030 to reach 15.4%, or 5.8 million people. Thus, what is at stake in this demographic transition concerns specifically the future of the Moroccan social protection system in two main areas: retirement and health. To adapt to this reality, the government of Morocco has established obligatory medical coverage at a basic level, which currently covers more than 60% of the population, including the poorest. Also, considering that young people are the dynamic force to move society forward and implement sustainable development projects, the Moroccan Council of Governors adopted the National Strategy for Youth for 2015 to 2013. It particularly targets young people from 15 to 29 years old, which is 30% of the Moroccan population. This will enable them to have access to basic services, including universal medical coverage. Our fight against AIDS also represents a major national concern. The government has adopted and established a national strategy to combat AIDS, which is based on prevention, information, medical treatment, and the elimination of mother-to-child transmission by 2020. Concerning maternal and child health, as part of a global and integrated approach, it continues to hold the attention of the authorities. We have encouraging figures published by the High Commissioner for the Plan, who decided to include in the promotion of reproductive health in general and the maternal health in particular at the highest level, as agreed by the African Union. Thus, there is a center of the National Statistical System which is working to strengthen the quality and availability of population and socioeconomic data and to bring them up to international standards. Mr. Chairman, as we are aware of the profound impact that the gender dynamic and gender parity will have on society and the economic changes in society as well as demographic transitions, Morocco has included empowerment of women in its national policies. With this in mind, the government has proceeded to harmonize its legal toolkit with UN human rights instruments. Thus, equality and parity as a national response for initiatives both governmental and non-governmental has enabled the adoption of a law against sexist behavior at all levels, including audiovisual. We wish to emphasize that the Department of Health remains a dynamic player, translating its role as representing the government. It holds obligations and is in line with the international human rights conventions, and it is working on a gender equal approach in all of its services. Moreover, given that Morocco is increasingly becoming a destination country for migrants and following the global Marrakesh Pact for Migration, 2018 has become a key year for Morocco in the area of migration. This year has been marked by major events which have strengthened the leadership of Morocco at several levels on the issue of migration and development. Thus, many sectoral actions at the national level have been strengthened to assist migrants, enabling them to have access on par with our nationals to health services, education services, professional training, housing, and jobs. This has enabled us to strongly show our solidarity and our inclusive nature of the national strategy of immigration and asylum, which is guided by His Majesty King Mohammed VI. This is why Morocco is in favor of solutions which take into account the dignity of migrants and the need to guarantee them their fundamental rights, to attack the root causes of the phenomenon of irregular migration, and to move beyond a purely security approach. To conclude, Mr. Chairman, I would like to underscore the important role of UNFPA, which must be strengthened by revitalizing the programs related to population and development. Morocco will strengthen its socioeconomic development and will capitalize on the achievements made in the area of family planning by aligning them with the Sustainable Development Goals and the UNCPD Program of Action, aligning them with our national strategies and priorities. Our presence here today in such a great number and such a high level are translating into reality our collective mobilization in order to achieve this goal. Thank you.